Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Saqib. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My presentation, what I will do is that I'll continue with Prof first. I'll give a solution. So normally, when I used to talk, I give all the problems first. By the time I finish the problems, then the time will be time's up. So I will try to spend more time on the solution that we are suggesting. You see, when I was in university, what Prof Alpha has mentioned, the fictitious deposit or fractional reserve banking, it creates a lot of problems. Normally, when I was a professor in the university, I did all this. Okay, so I used to cover all this in one whole semester. So I don't want to do this thing, but I just like to let you know that all these problems are not stemming from the basic problem that Prof Alpha has mentioned. It has economic problems, environmental problems, political problems, social problems, and so on. Now, what I'm going to do with this thing is, I will give you from my understanding, while being in the, as a professor and also as the dean of the Institute of Islamic Banking and Finance for many years in the university, what I've come to understand, and then what the solution that I will propose. Now, these are the 4 types of quote-unquote money or exchange that is permissible from Islamic perspective. The first is, let's say I have a gold coin, gold as this thing, I can use that as money, just like I used this earlier. I brought all your biscuits, right? That's the first one. I have a gold, I have this thing. So is it fair or not? It's very fair because I took your biscuit, I give you something of value to you. I didn't give you a piece of paper. You value gold, I give you gold, I take the biscuit from you, right? Both of us agree on the value. That's the first. The second thing is, sometimes you find, taking the gold here and there may be cumbersome. So somebody can keep the gold and issue a symbolic money or paper that's redeemable for the gold, right? So just like in gold standard. So the paper will be circulating as money, the paper. But anyone who needs the gold, you just go to the bank or whoever is keeping the gold depository, you just redeem your gold. It's also fine because every piece of paper there is actual linking. By anything extra, like just now that Prof gave me extra pieces of paper I go and buy, that is no backing, it starts with a rebar. Right? But when there is actual backing, then it's fine. So when actual backing doesn't have to be just pieces of paper, we can have paper backing, we can have electronic backing also. So electronic money can circulate, but I can take the electronic record and redeem it for gold. Right? That's also fine. The third one is trade credit, not the bank credit. Trade credit is also fine. What is trade credit? Now let's say I took your biscuit, then I gave this one of these IOU. Okay, I owe you 100 ringgit. I've already taken the biscuit from you already, right? Something real. So you can move this as money. So let's say you are using it as money, all right? So it's now with our brother here. It's time for redemption. Okay, I see. Okay, you holding it. I pay you the gold for it. So the thing is, I owe you can circulate in the economy. At the end, I will give the gold, the coin, to whoever is holding it. So trade credit is fine. But you cannot, if I lent money and then I got, let's say I borrowed money and then I give you an IOU. Instead of biscuit, I borrowed money and then I give you, okay, I owe you 100 ringgit. That one Islamically cannot. You know why? Because you can use it as money and I can also use your money as money, the one I borrowed. So there will be extra double money in the economy and it's going to create inflation in the system. So IOU created by money cannot be circulated as in the economy. But an IOU that is created through trade, by the exchange of goods or services, is fine. Okay? That is the third form. The last one is simply recording transactions. Let's say, for example, I buy something from you. It is just like the Prof was saying, it will be a credit for you. Let's say I buy 100 ringgit on credit. A credit for you, 100, and a credit for me, 100. So we will do a lot of transactions in the economy, debit, credit, some more. Everybody got debit, credit. At the end of the period, we net off. We net off periodically, and then the difference, only the difference we settle. Only the difference. That's we call muqassar. Mukasa in also is allowed in Sharia perspective. So now I'm going to design a solution to what Prof says, so that we don't have to wait 20 years, 30 years, right? Mukasa based transaction that can concurrently exist with the fiat monetary system, because we cannot go and tell everybody, no, we must change the system. Many people may not agree with us, isn't it? So we are not going to force the system on people also. If you don't agree, no problem, you know. So what we are going to do is, so what we are going to suggest is, we will do a netting system. So the system I'm going to propose, which I find can solve a lot of problems, is I call it IGENS, interest-free, goal-based, electronic netting. It has 4 characteristics. So today, with the time given to me, I'm just going to talk about those 4 characteristics. What are the benefits? So that you maybe quickly, because I never get to always teach that portion in my talk, okay? So I'm going to just talk on that. But before I go to that, you see, I showed you the gold coin is moving. In fact, that is the design. You can see the coin. That is the first Islamic coin that is still, at least historical coin that is in existence today. It is issued by Abdul Malik bin Ibn Marwan, the Caliph. It's just the design of that. But anyway, what can play the role of Ain? This thing in transaction, what can play the role of the Ain? I realized that it's basically something that has all these characteristics, which is also the characteristics that what can play a role of money in the economy. What is this? First, it must have an intrinsic value. Because of the intrinsic value, it's acceptable. So I have a gold coin, everybody say yes, it has intrinsic value, and that's why people accept it. Paper money, why people accept it is because there's no intrinsic value. Why people accept it? There's a law saying that you have to accept it. It's called legal tender law. There's a law, not because of intrinsic value, okay? So then the other one is divisible. Why it has been divisible? So that it can solve the problem of divisibility, the barter exchange problem. So it must be something that can be divided into small units. And it's homogeneous. Homogeneous is also goes with the divisibility. Kalau betul homogeneous, easy for divisibility. Just like Prof showed the rice can. So if there's a rice in let's say dalam guni, in a sack, whether you take the rice in one side of it, so chupa in the sack, or whether I take the other side, I don't have to ask which side do you want. Correct now? It's all the same. Whether I take this side and there is the rice, it's called homogeneous. So when an item is homogeneous, easy for divisibility. Right? So same as durable. So if you want to play the role of money, it must be something that can last for some period. Kalau benda tu cepat rosak, then you cannot play the role of the money easily. Something is durable and something is mobile, because in an economic we move here, move there and buy things, right? So it must be something easy to bring about. So mobile, just like a mobile phone. Then if so long it fulfills the 5, at least it can play the role of money. The Ain. But if you want to make it better, it has to be something rare, like gold. So when it's gold, something rare, then a small quantity of it will have high value. You see? Then if I want to buy this thing, if I want to bring 800 ringgit in my pocket, how much do you bring every day? 800 ringgit in your pocket? No. So if you want to bring 800 ringgit in your pocket every day, all you need is just 1 dinar, 4 gram. 4 gram is lighter than your 10-cent coin. So it's easy to move about when it's rare. Then the last is it must have a stable value relative to all other things. So when it will have a stable value, when it does not have any industrial or much this thing, or seasonal fluctuations demand. If I use oil as oil can fulfill all of them, all the criteria, but it's not stable value. When it comes to winter, harga dia naik. Because everybody wants to have more oil for heating and purposes, right? So when it's gold is we don't eat gold. We cannot eat it like chocolate or anything, but everybody loves it, So it is nicely, it plays the role of. So when you have anything fulfilling all the criteria, it can play the role of Ain. So when the Prophet hadith, gold for gold, silver for silver, wheat for wheat, barley for barley, salt for salt, this for this, all these items fulfill these criteria. So they all can play the role of money. Anything that you exchange this thing, it will be it must be exchanged for equal value. No, yeah? But once you've decided, let's say an item, so olive oil also can become a money because it fulfills all the criteria. And interestingly, even a service can become a unit of money. In Kenya, they use the credit mobile phone. Credit can be also used as money. So a standardized service, when it fulfills this criteria, can also pay the role of money. You see? So that means when I'm going to talk about gold as the standard, I'm not saying gold is the only money. The first thing that you have to realize that anything that fulfills this, right? So I'm going to quickly how this thing will work. Let's say these are some of the people in the economy, which are who and all these things, right? How a netting system works is like this. I'll say, okay, Mr. Chong is a contractor. Every month he can make about 20,000 ringgit of service in the economy. He can produce something. In Chiabu, let's say he's got 10,000 in this thing. Just like the way that your credit card gives you the credit limit based on your economic output in the economy. So you will give a credit. So notice sometimes the moment we use credit, people become jittery in Islamic basically. Credit, But notice that credit is okay in Islam. It's interest-based credit that is not allowed. You can give it. But I'm going to give a credit. I'll tell you later why I'm designing it using a short credit. So all of them will be given a certain amount of credit, so that you can go and buy whatever things that you like, just like a credit card. But the difference between this system and the credit card is that it will also record your income, not only your expenditure. Alright? So when it records also your income and your expenditure, then at the end of the day, you will net off. So to give you an example, so I'm going to give you this as an example. See, let's say the school is there. Incha Ali's son is studying the school. Incha Abu's son also studying the school. Chong's son studying school. So they all owe the school that much of money. The hotel, the school organized a seminar in the hotel. They did the hotel. The school owes the hotel 3,000 ringgit and so on. So it records all their expenditures in the economy. Whoever you buy, it's all recorded. So the total school, the people who go to school is 2,000. The total people who go to hotel is 4,000 and so on. All the credits. This is all the debits. The expenditure that you spend, so debits. So all the debits and credits must be equal, right? Accounting, otherwise the account won't balance, right? So the account total debits and credits must be equal. But when you net off, so you get this between, you take the total credits, then you total up the total debits. You take the total credit, total up total debit, So this is what you get. So everything, because the debits and credits are all same, the total negative and total positive must be same. Right? So now finally you get this. So what it means is that in the system, you see the total credit, you can see school, the total credit is less. That is, the school must pay into the system. And also Mr. Charlie must pay. So end of the month or something like that, I'll ask the school, okay, you pay 1,300 and Mr. Ali pay 300, so I'll have 1,600 whoever is operating it. Taking the 1,600, you pay off the other people, pay the hotel 1,000 and pay with the Chong 600. So the account is settled. So what is the benefit of doing this? You notice 10,900 worth of transactions in the economy, 10,900 is settled only using 1,600. Can you see that? So you realize that when people say, oh, there's not enough gold, that and this, there's not enough gold in the entire this thing if you look at the transactions that's taking place in the world. But we don't need gold for every transaction. If I buy something from you for one, let's say a certain amount of gold, and if I give you same amount of value of things, then we don't need gold for settlement. Get it? So what is important in Islamic this thing, the ayn is that we use the ayn as a measure of value. Just like Imam Al-Ghazali mentioned, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created gold and silver as a measure of value in possession, not as money. Can play the role of money, but the real is measure of value. So let me jump all these things because I want to talk about the four benefits. The four. The first is, what is the benefit of netting? The first thing is there will be no shortage of money that dampens business, which is generally the situation in the recession. Whenever an economy goes into recession, simply because there's lack of liquidity in the system, liquidity. There's lack of money in the people's hand when recession. During a recession, you ask an unemployed person, he wants to work. There are a lot of needs to be fulfilled. But what stops them to produce goods for the people who need the good? There's no money in between them. It's liquidity. So when you create a credit system like that, anytime I can just use my card because I have the credit, I can just buy the thing from you, right? So therefore, it becomes there will be no shortage of money in the system, right? Then it is basically an accounting system. And as you notice, it is just recording the netting. It is basically an accounting system that increases liquidity without creating money out of thin air. The earlier case notice is the money is created, when there's no goods or service that is advanced. Here, it is just recording debit credit. That means a recording takes place only when a good or service is delivered. Only when a good or service is delivered, a recording takes place. So therefore, the system is non-inflationary actually because of that. Yeah? So it provides a bunch of liquidity cheaply, as though the right to create money is vested in the hands of everyone and not just the banks alone. The present system, who creates the money is only the banks. They are the only ones who have the right to create the money, isn't it? But in this system, when you are given credit, using trade credit as money, it gives the right to almost everybody in the economy to create the money, according to your own ability to bring the goods and services into the economy. So increased liquidity promotes trade. It promotes trade, it promotes business, it promotes employment, it increases your profit, it increases also taxes. So government should be also happy because it will increase taxes. Okay? Everybody wins. Because it increases trade, it increases business and employment, keeps employment there, it increases profits and also taxes. Yeah? Netting. So netting is like producing the amalgamated accounts of all parties. Like when you create consolidated accounts. When you consolidate accounts, what happens? All the debit credit will cancel each other, right? Isn't it? So same thing that is happening here. It is cancelling the debits and credits. So if you do netting system like this, a lot of debits and credits in our balance sheets will disappear. Right? So netting monetizes real assets. This is another beautiful thing. Netting monetizes real assets, goods and services, hence in a way redefines money. What it is, you see, today when we talk about money, we talk about whatever shillings and coins we have, money we have. We talk about money in the bank, isn't it? But in reality, netting, everything, your chair, your car, the real things there, it all gets monetized. Your services all gets monetized. So today, if you look at countries, there are many countries who have a lot of resources, but because they do not understand the monetary system, they say we are a poor country, we need somebody to come and help, we need IMF to come and help and so on. Because you don't realize the concept of money. The real money is the resources that you have. The people, with the educated people you have. That is the real money. So netting monetizes all this. Then you realize suddenly, hey, we are really, actually we are rich people, rich country. You realize that. And in netting, no transfer of debt is involved. There's no transfer of debt taking place. It is just recording, net off, recording, net off. Okay? So for Islamic finance, so we need not resort to the hela of tawarruk or commodity murabaha in financing, working capital financing. So if you give this kind of credit to corporations, companies and so on, automatically their working capital can be financed. Is it? So today a lot of companies, they go to SME bank, feel bora all this, and still they can, they're not sure you will get it or not, right? But here, it's automatically, when you do like this, even the working capital financing can be very much addressed. So you see, that's benefit of netting. What are the benefits? Because it's goal-based. When it's goal-based, it provides a stable measure of value that is missing in the present global monetary structure, which is important for fair and just economic exchange. You see, today's monetary system, if you have any paper money, there is no real measure of value. A measure of value must be a standard. Just like when I say, I always give an example like gram. Your weight, your kilogram is a standard. Whether a kilogram in Malaysia or a kilogram in China is the same. right? Same as land, 1 kilogram, 1 kilometer in Malaysia and 1 kilometer in America is the same. So measure of weight and length. But the measure of value must be also constant like that. But today the measure of value of the ringgit is fluctuating, naik, the tiba-tiba jatuh, yesterday my, the guard, the pagar in my home housing area, he came to me, he's a Pakistani guy. So he said, Prof, I'm now going back already tomorrow. He said, well, I get nothing when the exchange rate, when I send back money to my country, they get nothing usually. So going back. But if you have a real standard of measure of unit, that's truly measure of unit, all this won't happen. Every time our ringgit Dato like that, you know what's actually happening? A lot of the buildings and things like that, ownership changes hands. Foreigners are just buying up free. We are actually giving all of our assets free, basically. You don't realize it. Just playing with the exchange rate. You are just giving away all this free. So because the gold rate is real, it becomes non-inflationary. This is an example that everybody in dinar will tell you, with 1 dinar during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, you can buy a gold. Today also you can buy a gold. It's a very normal example here, which is true. It will maintain its value, inflation will disappear, right? Because credit is created only when goods and services are created. Not like in the fictitious one, the credit and money is created when there's no exchange. See? And therefore it becomes stable and non-cyclical. But netting you can do even without using gold as the measure of value. But when you use gold as measure of value, you get these benefits. It becomes non-inflationary. Today the price of goods and everything, makan semua is going up like anything. In fact, it is going to go up more and more because the global bubble is very big. The global fiat money is very big, and from the derivatives market, it will be slowly coming down, and it will be increasing the price of real things. So more benefit gold is akin to fixed exchange rate regime. The moment we go and fix it to gold, it's as though your exchange rate is fixed really. So there's no more fluctuation of like the way the ringgit going up and it won't happen. Because everybody's this thing is gold is the measure of right? It becomes a fixed exchange rate. So if you go to this system, there will be no currency risk. When there's no currency risk, therefore it eliminates speculation, arbitrage in the currency market, and it will eliminate the derivatives market for currency. For example, the futures market in currency, options market, and forward market. All this you don't need. Is it? The moment you fix it to gold, all this. That's why you notice when did the currency options market, futures market, when did they were established? It was in 1971 after the collapse of the Bretton Woods. Is it? So you needed a market to manage this risk. So if you go back to go link it, all this money. They're making tons of money out of that, These markets are huge markets, okay? So it protects the wealth of people and sovereignty of nations because of this. Once you go to gold, it actually protects the sovereignty of a nation. So therefore it becomes highly political. So if you go and tell, we want to, if any government goes and tell, we want to go towards gold, then you will better have your army ready. Right? So if you don't have strong army, don't make that kind of statement. Because you are threatening, because gold protects the sovereignty of your nation. Right? So that's why when Tun Mahathir was last time when he said gold, and after that cannot. You cannot do that. That's why whoever in today's this thing, if you are a political leader at this thing, it is highly political for you to make a statement like this. But we academicians, we say what is good. Later we say, can we change that or not? Because what is good for us is actually also good for them also. But how long they will stand and understand? Alright? But we Muslim nations, I think we are not ready yet. We don't have the army power. So we cannot, as a government, cannot make this statement. We can only do this maybe at the Chamber of Commerce, or perhaps, or just a community of crazy people doing it, We can only introduce like that. So that's the goal. Next, the benefits of non-interest based. What's the benefit? So all that Prof. was telling of the interest rate, the exponential growth of debt and everything, it will be solved for this thing. What are those? It does not cause an exponential growth in money and debt. You go and take the statistics of any country. You look at the rising of the debt, hutang dalam negara, you look at the growth of money, you will see exponential growth. Why? Because interest rate is an exponential function. Simple as that. Alright? So you won't see this kind of thing when it is non-interest based. Right? And it is the interest rate that is also responsible for highly inflationary, destabilizing and unsustainableness of the present system. Alright? Unsustainableness of the present system is because of the riba rate. And it does not transfer wealth unjustly. Right? It does not transfer wealth unjustly. Because in the present monetary system, it is by just the structure, it takes a lot of wealth from the poor people, the lower rung of the economy, and transfer to people, the capitalists at the top. No need to do anything. It just automatically, it will just take the wealth and pass to the top. Yes, so such things will not happen when it's non-interest based. So it does not contribute towards the widening gap of income and wealth distribution. As I show you how much the billionaires are now earning. The number of billionaires that needed to who own half the wealth of the world is now becoming smaller and smaller. Very few billionaires own half the world already. And every year the number needed is becoming smaller because the billionaires are becoming wealthier and wealthier. You don't have to do anything, just because the interest, it will grow. It will grow because it is interest, So it will not. So therefore, it will not contribute the widening gap of income and wealth distribution, and it will promote cooperation rather than competition. When you have interest-based system, it will create competition in the economy. Why? Because the interest portion that needs to be paid as interest does not exist in the form of money. The interest portion that needs to be paid in the form of interest, it does not exist in the form of money. Right? So when it does not exist in the form of money, it can only pay in real terms. In real terms. So people will be constantly, searching for that scarce money in order to pay the bankers, the plus interest. So the businesses are always competing. People are always competing. So I will give an example. In a riba-based system, if your car like this, if your car gets punctured by the roadside, if somebody stops, most likely he's not stopping to help you. You will see how to make money out of it. But in a non-riba-based system, this thing, there will be more. You will find people stop to help you. That's the difference, right? So it promotes stability and sustainability when it is not interest-based. Then the last one is electronic system. Why is electronic? First, in the modern this thing, if I tell you, okay, all of us now, we need to go back to gold and silver and carry gold and silver in your pocket, then people say you are taking us for 1,400 years back. Right? So it has to be implemented using modern technology. So first, when you use electronic, it is cheap, fast, efficient. But of course, the security must be properly addressed. The cyber security must be properly addressed. But it's cheap and fast and efficient. Right? So when it was gold in those days, if you carry gold, people can do, they can scrap the gold a bit, all kinds of things can happen, clip a bit or something like that can happen, right? But then when in electronic, then it's a symbolic money. So who wants the money, you can go and take it from the bank or depository, right? So it is an efficient system. An electronic money and e-wallet is the way to go in the present world, and compatible with contemporary fintech trends. So it's more like using in the fintech technology to implement the entire real money-based system, and you can and promotes financial inclusion, cheap and efficient. See, mobile phone is becoming cheaper, smartphone. So you can implement a payment system easily using this. Take a country for like Indonesia, there's so many islands. For you to manage, to bring headache, isn't it? Put a satellite up there, everyone holds a mobile phone, you can implement a real money-based system. Hedging, isn't it? So you can include everybody. Financial inclusion is important if you want to improve the well-being of everyone, right? In my previous talks, I mentioned that one of the reasons why today the Muslims and Malays in this country are economically we are back compared with others, because if you were 100 years, we were financially excluded. Sorry to say that. From the time when they started the fiat money in the 1860s until 1970s, we were financially excluded, relatively. That's why all the wealth is gone. And then the money is growing exponentially in the other side. So you are 100 years behind trying to catch up. Exponential function, 100 years, you know what will happen, isn't it? So you can never catch up, okay? So it can be easily modified to attain a wide variety of socio-economic objectives. When we use electronic methods, we can plan beautifully social economic objectives, target policies, and we can implement monetary systems to achieve those objectives. These are all possible when we use electronic system. So what I'm saying is that when using electronic, we keep the principles of the past. Principles, we keep them, but we use modern technology and modern methods to implement. That's what I'm saying. So when we implement this, then we don't have to really, then means you put the system concurrent. Fiat money system is going to be there. We are powerless to change it, but we will lobby that you allow us to use this kind of system also. We have to lobby that people be allowed to implement a goal-based electronic system like this. This is what I am pushing. So are there netting systems existing? Yes. Netting, if you look at even Malaysian, the Payment System Act, if you look into the Payment System Act, so netting is one of the mentioned, right? Netting is, it is there, okay? So, but of course, they say even if you want to do netting, you have to ask the Negara's permission and things like that, right? So you have to go and ask permission, do it, right? So, but there are other netting systems. The mutual credit clearance is existing. The World Bank in Switzerland, which gives billions of dollars of financing, actually is a netting system. Free, interest-free, no? They used to give interest-free financing, billions of dollars. It's a bank in Switzerland. How they do it? It's netting. Creating this. So commercial credit circuit is a system that exists in Uruguay and Brazil and so on. It gives it uses trade credit to solve working capital financing using netting system also. Right, so it makes trade credit to move about. It's a very interesting concept, commercial credit. And local trading schemes, less schemes are there many, hundreds of them throughout the world. Commercial barter exchanges, also actually netting system. And our central banks, bilateral payment arrangements and multilateral payment arrangements. These are all netting systems. So what I'm saying is, it's not something new or something this thing. It's all there, but mostly people, they don't talk about it. What we're saying, what the central banks are doing, we bring it down to the corporations, people, and implement this. It can bring a lot of benefit. Alright? So this is basically my Allah Alam presentation, and thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.